Hello, cinephiles, and welcome to Silver Screen Sips, a podcast where two idiots, Isaiah and I, talk about movies. And today we are wrapping up the East Rail 177 trilogy with Glass. Just a reminder that there are spoilers ahead for movies and TV shows that you may not have seen yet. So just know you've been warned.
You've seen them. Trust me.
Yeah. We're not really spoiling much. Just a heads up. I am dying from... Okay, wait, I'm not actually dying. It's really hot in here, so if my brain's not working, it's because I'm not getting enough airflow because it's 88 in my apartment because my AC broke. She's
overheating.
I am very much overheating. And my computer emits like 90 degrees because she's a hard worker. And yeah, so we're going to see how this goes. If I start to sound faint, Isaiah, maybe call
Jacob
911 or Jacob. They're about the same. All right.
He's a doctor. He'll be fine.
Not only am I in 88 degree weather, but I'm also running on very little sleep. I woke up at 3:45. So my body's already semi-shut down. It's been a long day. It's been a day. So let's hop right into our first segment of This Week in Hollywood. With Isaiah's got the first headline.
I do. It's loading.
Okay.
It is still loading. Wow, my internet has decided to be trash today. Okay. There we go. So Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot? I think it's Gal Gadot. Gadot? I'm pretty sure it's Gadot.
Maybe Google it because this is a very famous person that we should know how to say.
Oh, no. It's Gadot. Accent. Gal Gadot. Beth, are you dead already?
Gal Gadot. Okay. I was watching the video and entranced by her accent, almost like a silent T.
Welcome to English
like
class,
period.
But not English pronunciation class. Anyway, Gal Gadot.
Yes.
That she expects to develop a third Wonder Woman movie alongside James Gunn and Peter Safran. I hope that's pronounced right. However, contrary to Gal Saffron.
I don't know. Saffron, like
a little
spice or whatever. Yeah.
Despite her claims, multiple sources have confirmed that Wonder Woman 3 is not currently in development at DC Studios. Sure. Instead, a prequel TV series, Paradise Lost Wonder Woman, is being developed. A script for Wonder Woman 3 has really been completed, but at the current time, we have no idea whether Gadot will use it as a basis of the sequel, or how the trio will approach bringing her back to the DC character. So, I don't know James Gunn's plan is. He's kind of retconned previous stuff.
Yeah, that's what it seems.
Characters. It's kind of up in the air. We'll see we'll just have to see what he does because he has a plan. What that plan
He's
is,
gonna fuck around and find out. Yeah. Now, the Hunger Games prequel, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, is already surpassing the previous films in one particular aspect. The film, directed by Francis Lawrence, the original director of the old ones, it will be the longest in the franchise with a runtime of 2 hours and 45 minutes. Gross. Yeah, surpassing the previous record holder, which was Hunger Games Catching Fire. Now, for now, this is the only additional project announced for the franchise since Suzanne Collins hasn't written any other books for the saga. However, given that other franchises like Harry Potter and Twilight have announced new adaptations as TV series, it wouldn't be a surprise if Lionsgate did the same.
As Lionsgate doesn't have a streaming service, do they? I think.
Who? Lionsgate?
Yeah, Lionsgate. I don't think they have one.
I don't think so.
Oh, they have Stars, so it'd be on Stars.
Gross. Who has Stars?
Now, I know you've heard about Oppenheimer and Barbie, but let's talk about it some more, huh? I'm kidding. Let's not.
No, we're not going to talk about it some more.
Let's talk about some other movies playing, such as Last Voyage of the Demeter. I believe it's Demeter.
Is it Demeter or Demeter? Because he's Dracula practically. I feel like you'd have a Slovenian accent. Demeter.
Because Demeter is Greek. So
I don't then fuck me.
Anyway, a new period horror film set aboard a merchant ship is capsizing in its debut at the domestic box office amid the ongoing success of Barbenheimer, making only $2.6 million on its opening day.
Yikes.
Earned $5 million gross in its 3-day weekend, which is kind of sad because it looks interesting. I had someone explain it to me as alien.
Refreshing.
Yeah, someone explained it to me as it's Alien on a merchant ship in the 1800s.
Yeah.
And the alien is Dracula.
Yeah, but I mean, Dracula looks badass. I'm not gonna lie. From what I've seen in the trailers, like he looks cool. Like they did a good job on that, if anything.
And if you guys know, I'm not a horror person, but like one of my favorite movies is Alien, and this is like kind of my alley of a vibe. So I don't know. But like also with Mission Impossible, yeah, Mission Impossible is also not making like it. I don't think it's making the amount of money it was planning on making.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Isaiah.
Uh-oh.
That's our next headline.
Go into it.
Yeah. So another film currently in theaters right now, as Isaiah was saying, is the new Mission Impossible film, Dead Reckoning Part 1. Now, the film has grossed almost $160 million in North America and $362 million overseas, totaling over $500 million, or $522 million to be exact, globally. Now, the film's relative underperformance is especially surprising, but unfortunately, the movie did debut in theaters just 10 days before Barbenheimer, leading to a 65% drop in its second weekend, from which it never really fully recovered. So you can go see it in theaters now, so go help it recover.
Yeah. It's, from what I hear, it's not a bad film. I still want to see it. I just haven't had a chance.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine it's bad. It's just everyone's seeing the other movies.
Yeah, they did push Dead Reckoning's like release date a few times because of like COVID and stuff like that. They probably could have benefited from pushing it for like another week or two.
Oh yeah.
I don't think anybody would have got mad, but I think the studios were like, we need to get this out. We need to make our money. We need to get this going. And
you'd think the marketing team would be like, hey, maybe we shouldn't put this out before the biggest fucking
duo
week of, yeah.
They could have benefited, because they could have benefited from like waiting after Barbenheimer. Because if they waited, they could also, we call it, Tom Cruise could get all the IMAX screens that he wanted. Because there isn't another major.
Yeah. See, so there's more than one reason to have done it.
Yeah, like I don't think anybody would have been. Some people would have been disappointed, but also like they realized, oh, but if they pushed it for a week, then or a few weeks, then we could get more IMAX screens or Dolby or like more large formats. Right. I would have been fine with it. I would have waited an extra 2 weeks to watch in IMAX, because then I would have saw Oppenheimer in IMAX and Dead Reckoning in IMAX. But I think that's where a big chunk of the money is, where it's kind of disappearing, is that like all the PLFs, which are large picture formats, by the way, aren't there for it to make more money because it all taken up by Barbenheimer.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, on the other side of not theaters, Netflix is updating their library with new films and shows this August. HBO's Ballers and the docuseries Tip vs. Heard, which, why?
Oh my god. In case you didn't get enough of it.
Like, I was expecting to be the Netflix is a joke thing to pop up on the end, and it didn't. So I was like, oh. And the Adam Sandler produced You Are So Not Invited to My Bar Mitzvah. Oh, what a name. And the interactive rom-com Choose Love are among some of the few new products to be added to the streaming service. Some other films and shows being added are The Bee Movie, classic, Fast and Furious 3, Lighthouse, great movie, The Big Short, awesome movie, and a ton of others, which I think
Netflix
is crazy.
Adding some bangers.
Netflix is...
Now, by now, I'm sure most of you have heard of the large wildfires that occurred in Maui this past week. Dwayne Johnson and Jason Momoa are sharing their thoughts following the devastating wildfires that left many residents displaced and without a home. Momoa shared a response on Friday asking people not to vacation in Maui. Like, Jesus, why would someone do that? To preserve resources for the victims of the wildfires, while Johnson shared some words of encouragement asking everyone to stay strong during this process. Momoa also shared on his Instagram post ways to help, and our thoughts and love go out to those affected by the wildfires. That concludes This Week in Hollywood. You can find all of our sources cited on our Discord channel. All right. Now, what is on the menu for Big Lou's, Big Brews?
Death in the afternoon.
Oh, magnificent.
You're gonna die in the afternoon, boys. Okay. Here's a fun story about how a restaurant named cocktails after the movie while filming in the area. And M. Night Shyamalan ate there with his wife. This potent mixture of absinthe and champagne shares a name with Hemingway's 1932 book about Spanish bullfighting. What an entrance. And supposedly the drink was created by the author after enjoying absinthe during his time in France. Death in the Afternoon was also his contribution to So Red the Nose or Breath in the Afternoon, a 1935 cocktail book featuring recipes from 30 celebrity authors.
Okay.
Wow. In the book, Hemingway says, pour 1 jigger absinthe into a champagne glass, add iced champagne until it attains the proper opalescent milkiness. Drink 3 to 5 of these slowly.
Drink 3 to 5 of these. I love how there's a certain dosage.
It's rare that classic cocktails include such exciting details, but leave it to the author to record his instructions for posterity. Of course, you're free to consume fewer than the recommended dose, but why would you do that? This cocktail, opalescent milkiness, occurs when the champagne hits the absinthe. The aromatic compounds in absinthe are more soluble in alcohol than in water. So when the absinthe is diluted, these compounds drop out of solution and crowd together. What we see is the cloudiness. This process is evidenced in the classic absinthe drip, which combines absinthe with cold water and sugar. Science aside, the Death in the Afternoon is a smart way into absinthe for those who are new to the spirit, which Beth here, by the way, did not do something like this. She gave me a shot of absinthe straight up.
Yeah, I did. Damn right I did.
That was terrible. I didn't enjoy that at all.
Yeah. Disgusting.
It was disgusting. Anyway, this easy drink merges with a wormwood and anise flavored liquor with dry, bubbly wine, creating an ever-servant cocktail that's strong but surprisingly refreshing. Jumpstart your day by having one at brunch or kill an entire afternoon while reading a book by the cocktail's creator. Your ingredients are going to be 1.5 ounces of absinthe, and then 4.5 ounces of chilled champagne. You're going to pour the absinthe into a coupe, and then top slowly with the champagne, which is kind of wild.
So what does this have to do with the movie?
Apparently, he ate there. Let me see. Loves the cocktail at Jean
I feel like we
Lee's.
should read these ahead of time.
To tell him, ask.
No, I just feel like we should read this ahead of time so we understand, because he kind of jumps all over the place. So if we read all of it ahead of time, we'll know what is important to mention instead of just, because I feel like here's a fun story thing has nothing to do with the drink you just mentioned.
No. Okay. However, we can go by this. M. Night Shyamalan went to a restaurant while they were filming in the area. He then tweeted out that he was about to order a drink from a menu that he was handed, in which Unbreakable Mr. Glass was the drink. It contains Bulliet or Johnnie Walker Red, cherry apple, Compote, and I don't know what that last one is.
Canton and bitters.
Canton?
Mm-hmm. It says it if you scroll down and read.
Yeah, well, I don't know how to read.
It's okay.
We're homeschooled.
One thing at a time. I'm very confused what the Death in the Afternoon has to do with it. He didn't really put that together. Should I call him? Here, I'm going to call him. We're going to make this live. Are you ready?
You're going to call?
Yeah, I'm going to put him on speaker and everything for everyone in the podcast to hear. We're going to be like, Lou, what the fuck does this have to do with the movie? Because I'm sure the listeners, unless we're stupid, and maybe they mentioned this or something. Okay, here we go.
I feel like I would know this.
Hello?
Big Lou?
Yes.
What the fuck does Death in the Afternoon have to do with glass?
Everyone dies.
You know, he's got a point.
Literally,
is that it? Wait, that's it?
Okay, so did you see the part that I included some article about some drinks that were actually themed around the whole trilogy?
Yes, we were just reading that.
I couldn't get the actual recipes for those or like anything like that, but I did include that for you guys to read. And then the only thing that I found closely related to the fact was that everyone in this fucking film dies. There was no other themes I could find that fit the cocktails.
We couldn't find where that tie-in was. There was we were trying to find like a paragraph where you're like, the reason why I picked this drink was because of this reason.
No, I didn't do that. I just
okay.
Drink.
All right. So we're not totally stupid, Isaiah.
No. I did not give full context.
He was like, I honestly thought you'd put it together, but I overestimated. That's okay.
All right.
Have a good night.
You too, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
What a mess.
So that's what that is. Okay.
All right. Well.
So Death in the Afternoon is because everyone dies in the afternoon. Perfect.
Yeah.
Honestly, it sounds like shit. I do not like it. I think you can attest to this. Absinthe is not our thing.
Nope.
I love champagne. And there's more champagne, obviously, than the absinthe. So maybe it's not as bad. But I hate that black licorice flavor with a passion. So I'm going to give this a 1 out of 5. A 0 if it was possible.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's aggressive.
It is. But hey, it's the heat.
It's the heat. The heat makes me aggressive.
It does. What about you?
All right. I'm gonna give it like a 2.5 out of 5.
Oh wow, that's higher than I was expecting. How come so high?
Well, because I don't know. The champagne would kind of drown out the absinthe, but the absinthe is gonna still be there, so it's not gonna be good. It just feels like it's gonna be champagne that wants to fight me.
Champagne that wants to fight me. That's good. All right. Well, yeah. All right. Thanks, Lewis, for your explanation. And thanks, Isaiah, for trying to execute it.
I need a better plan next time.
It's okay. My back is sticking to my chair. That's where we're at. Yeah, that's where we're at right now, in case anyone needed to visualize that. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to shut the fuck up now and move on to our sponsor segment. What a fucking segue. I got my back sweaty. Anyways, thanks, sponsor. Oh my God. Okay. Well, anyways, we'd like to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's episode, Shaker and Spoon. It is a monthly subscription service that gives you bar quality recipes and ingredients designed by award-winning mixologists. Their latest box, Summer Scotch 3, features amazing cocktail recipes for Scotch lovers. If you'd like your very own subscription, then head on over to shakerandspoon.com and use our promo code SIPS10 to get $10 off. Sorry, I probably shouldn't curse in a ad read. To get $10 off your first subscription, again, that is promo code SIPS10, SIPS 10, to get a whole whopping $10 off. Now, God, I could use a fucking drink in this heat. I am going to mention this as much as I possibly can, because I like to complain. So let's hop into my question of the day. Wait, let me try that again. Let's hop into best question of the day. You can keep both of those in if you'd like. Just, you can pick which one you want to put the theme song into. So here's my question, Isaiah. Obviously, this movie is, I don't know if you caught on about this, but it's about superheroes in comic books.
Really?
Yeah, I know. It's pretty subtle.
I thought it was about aliens.
Subliminal, if one would say. So, obviously, there's superheroes and there are villains.
Oh my God, really?
Mr. Glass, you could say, is a villain. And David Dunn, you could say, is a superhero. My question is, who do you think? So let's say we got the three mains, right? We got Mr. Glass, we've got Kevin Wendell Crumb, and we've got David Dunn. Okay, those are our three main boys. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think are the Marvel equivalents to these guys?
Oh.
Who do you think Mr. Glass is? And you cannot say Nick Fury just because it's the same actor. I'm talking about personality, not even like superhero, like superpower wise.
Professor X.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty fucking good. For Mr. Glass, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Glass is ironic, though, given that James McAvoy plays Professor X.
Yeah, that is really funny, actually. Okay, that's good. Solid. What about David Dunn?
It would be, I feel like it would be The Thing if he was not rock, like made of rock.
Really? I was thinking like maybe not Captain America. I was just thinking of like a do-gooder, like wants to just help everyone kind of thing and is kind of humble about it. Are we counting The Thing? And I guess he is Marvel, yeah.
He is Marvel. He's literally from Marvel's first family.
I know. I was thinking like MCU specifically, so.
Well, give it a year.
Yeah, right? I guess if Mr. Fantastic exists, then The Thing does exist in the MCU. So, okay. The Thing. I guess that's fine. I feel like their personalities don't line up, but
it's the bald head.
I also haven't watched Fantastic. Yeah. Okay, what about Kevin Wendell Crumb? That's a tricky one.
That is a tricky one.
Because he's like multiple personalities, so it's like you gotta try and find someone that kind of wraps them all up. I feel like we're blanking on someone and someone's listening and just screaming their name and we're just not thinking of it.
What if it was like Beast from X-Men, but he's psychotic?
I don't know. I never saw any of the X-Men. Oh, I've seen one.
Wow. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
that's on our list. I know.
Beast is the one who's blue.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about.
But like,
Maybe.
yeah, I would say if Beast was psychotic and a villain.
I mean, he kind of is.
Who?
Wait, which Beast? Are you talking about Kevin Wendell Crumb, the Beast?
No, I'm talking about Beast from X-Men.
Oh, the Beast from X-Men. Okay, see where that confused. You see how that can be confusing?
Beast from X-Men, if he was psychotic, he would be the Beast, and he would be Kevin Wendell Crumb.
I see. Okay, that's fine. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a tricky one, I think. That's
if not, it would be like Craven. Craven was the creature.
You're mentioning so many people I've never even heard of.
Craven the Hunter's he's a Spider-Man villain.
I wonder if I got a good one. The Goblin.
The Goblin?
Yeah.
The Green
talks
Goblin?
To himself. The Green Goblin. Sorry. Because he talks to he's got another personality and stuff, and he talks to him.
True. That is true. If you had another personality.
Or like Venom.
These are all multiple personalities of the same person.
Yes. I'm thinking we're onto something, though. No? Maybe so?
Maybe. Maybe.
Either way, let us know what you think. Message us, email us, comment on our Instagram. Tell us who you think the Marvel equivalent is to the Split guy, Kevin Wendell Crumb, because I'm blanking on that one. I feel like we got solid answers for the other two.
I was thinking of DC characters. I can't think of any DC characters that would do it.
The Joker.
The Joker would definitely be like there's a version of Joker who he literally goes like feral in one of the comic lines. Mm-hmm. So I would say Joker is definitely Kevin Wendell Crumb with like a second personality of just being an absolute madman. So I would say that lines up. David Dunn for DC, I have no clue.
Batman, not the rich guy aspect, but he's just kind of moody over there, you know? He's just kind of like a dude. He's brooding over there. Doesn't want to talk to nobody.
There is a comic book apparently that I did not confirm this. That's why it's not one of my facts. But I did read somewhere that some of the comic books that inspired M. Night Shyamalan for this is called Saga, Sandcastle, Paper Girls, Day Tripper, Last Look, and this really weird one called Forbidden Brides of the Faceless Slaves in the Secret House of the Night of Dread Desire.
Okay. Is that a Fallout Boy or Panic at the Disco song or some shit?
I don't know what that really is, but what a name. My God.
Yeah, that is a wild name.
Send-up of Gothic literature beautifully adapted in a dark, brooding, and oddly comical graphic novel.
They just kept going.
Oh, Neil Gaiman. No wonder. Okay, no, I believe that.
Yeah. Thanks for answering my question. That was a fun one.
Got nerded out right there.
Yeah, everyone's like, all right. And I'm clicking out now. What do you have a little you want a little theme song singing song thing like I did for your next segment?
My segment?
Where I was like, best question of the day.
No. My segment starts now. Okay, so I'm just going to put the music.
What do you got? It's boring, but what do you got?
Yes, it's boring. There's not a lot of. I literally could not find anything on this movie. It's kind of wild.
Really? What a shocker.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go through a few things that are pretty interesting, and then I'm gonna go through some fan theories.
Okay.
So prepare yourself. Okay. Though Disney owns the rights to Unbreakable, M. Night Shyamalan retained the rights to any potential sequels, so that the studio cannot make a sequel without him. He had to be involved according to the rights that were created. Such as his desire for creative control, he co-financed the film, mortgaging his house.
Wow.
As Patrick mentioned last time, yeah, he mortgaged his house. Promoting the movie at a 2018 Comic-Con, Shyamalan noted that the film was a once-in-a-lifetime movie in Disney's Buena Vista International arm, so it's like one of their subsidiaries, owns the rights to Unbreakable. So Disney owns the rights to Unbreakable, and Split was actually made by Universal. So you have two rival studios who own two different movies of the same trilogy.
Drama.
Yes. So he actually got both to agree to allow him to make the film so that he can get both of the characters in.
That is honestly shocking.
Yes, I'm shocked too. Like Disney said, hey,
Yeah.
you can have them for free.
For real. Out of character for them.
Yes. Sarah Paulson. When getting the role, she burst into tears.
Because she got it?
Yes, because she really wanted to work with M. Night Shyamalan. So she kind of burst into tears. She had signed on without even reading a script. Her and Bruce Willis both signed on without reading a script. And she said in retrospect, she realized that she was this emotional over maybe possibly a scene because she didn't know what she was going to be doing. She could have been like in there for only like one scene, and she was just happy to be that.
That says a lot about like the director, like him as a director. And, you know, it's like, I don't even care what the movie's about. I just want to work with you. Like that's like, God, that must be a great feeling. Must be nice.
Yeah, nobody wants to work with you.
Yeah.
God, I can't wait for my contract. Yeah.
Sorry.
So there are a few flashback scenes in the movie. These were actually deleted scenes from Unbreakable, so they were filmed. Those are all the.
Wow.
Yes. So
That's it.
We're going to talk about some fan theories.
Okay.
Now we got fan theory number 1. The world is a comic book, and Glass is so smart he figures that out, and the secret society is the author trying to control his creations.
Okay. So wait, real quick before you continue. How many of these theories do you have?
4.
Okay. Let's rate each one on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being like, yeah, I could get with that the most.
Okay.
All right. So this first one, I would give it a solid 4.
A 4, saying you would agree.
Like if that turned out to be if that theory turned out to be the actual story, I'd be like, yeah, that's I'm okay. I'm happy with that.
Okay. The second one, I
wait. What do you give it?
I give it like a 3 because yeah.
Okay. You also know the other ones. I'm basing this purely off of not knowing what the other ones are. I might change my answer.
Okay, yeah, none of them are really connected. They're all kind of separate, so you should be good.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'll give it like a 3 because I could see it, but also
it's far stretched.
Yeah, it's very stretched. Not as stretched as this next one though.
Oh boy.
Aliens from Signs is connected to the universe, and they're the ones giving people superpower. Since Dunn's weakness is water, and the alien's weakness in Signs is also water. There's also a part that a Sixth Sense is a part of the series, as the kid's power is that he can see dead people.
Okay, yeah, that's a 1. That one's a little too much. But you know what? I bet that's the one M. Night would fucking jump on.
Yeah, I bet you would.
That one's really far stretched, but okay. Oh yeah, that's a 1. Yeah.
Number 3. Casey Cook, who Anya Taylor-Joy's character, is also a superhero. And the evidence for that is that her name is also an alliteration, and all the superheroes have alliterations in their names.
Mm.
And her superpower would be that she's kind of like somewhat invisible to the people around her. Someone cited the evidence as when she's in the car, Kevin Wendell Crumb doesn't really notice her until she makes a move.
Oh,
I think it might
I could give that one like a 3. That's kind of that's like a good idea to use if you wanted to continue it, because the others are dead. It's like, well, here's a new superhero. And she seems, out of all of the, like, if you want to say side characters in the series, like, she seems to be the most prominent. Like, I don't even know this name of David's kid.
Joseph.
Oh, Joseph. Or the Mr. Glass's mom. Like, I don't even know their names.
I don't know her name.
Mrs. Glass. Huh. But I could get that one's not terrible. This is 3.
Yeah. Okay. Fan theory, and this is the last theory. Dr. Staple is also a superhero, so to speak, or that she has superpowers, based on the theory that she is the 4th color. As each person has a color, David Dunn is green, Kevin Wendell Crumb is yellow, Glass purple, hers is pink, meaning that she has she does have some type of power. This is also based on the fact that the rules of the verse has been set that every person has an equal, right, or an opposite. Basically, that to David being Beast use physical strength, where her and Glass would use mental strength, as they're both smart. And that the reason she's in society and she protects herself by saying that she kind of uses mental manipulation, that she doesn't have a superpower when her superpower is like her brain. And that's how she kind of tricks the society into not killing her, is that she works for them, but kind of tricking them into thinking like, oh, I'm not a super, gotta outsmart them and stuff. That's I don't know. I feel like it's a little thin.
Yeah. That one's like a 2.5 maybe.
Yeah, I give it like a 2.
It's not my favorite.
No, I can see it. I just don't see the evidence being for it.
Right.
Though I do wonder why they chose her. Like they chose a fourth color, pink, for her.
Yeah, like the whole entire like room being pink was weird. Weird choice. I was curious what the reason was behind that. I was hoping you'd have that in your facts, but
No, I could
I
not
guess
find
there
it.
just was no reason.
It was just pink.
Yeah. Interesting.
But yeah, those are all the theories I found.
Well, those are fun. I liked that idea. That's a fun little segment, little fun game.
Yeah, I'll troll for fan theories.
Fans know how to do it. What can I say? Now, thank you for those. Those are great. I like the theories the facts were okay, but the theories were fun. I guess we should talk about the film then.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of why we're here.
I'm going to just give you a few thoughts, but then I'm going to give you my actual thing, right? So the opening, it's a banger, all right? The soundtrack, the vibe, it's pretty good. The two dudes are pretty cringe though, but I do think it's funny that they kind of pointed out that like that they are cringe of being like, I'm going to salt bay your ass, and then just being like, that's a new one. That's stupid.
I don't even understand what that even means. Like I know what salt bay is, but like how is that even an insult? Like you're going to pour salt on my ass? Is that what you're going to do?
I think that's why they were like, that's a new one. That's stupid.
Yeah. So
had they not made it self-aware of being like, what the hell does that mean? Then I think it would have been like a really cringe line. But like the fact they pointed out of being like, what the hell's wrong with you?
That's fair.
The CGI is quite bad. Like the water tank and the chair. Like, I mean, the tape really, it was very off-putting. There's only like 3 scenes that have like CGI that is noticeable. And all 3 of them are like really, really bad. James McAvoy steals the show once again because he just takes what he was doing and dials it up to 11.
Oh yeah,
he's just amazing. I kind of like that they went with the idea that I was talking about in the last 2 movies. Oh, they don't try to like keep you guessing, like the argument for trying to disprove.
Right.
They kind of go into that. That's kind of the whole point of like Paulson's character is that we're going to try to convince them that they're not superpowers. And it kind of works to a point, but then it like switches too fast, and like so the attempt was there, but it kind of didn't.
Fell flat.
Yeah, and the soundtrack's very unique. I thought the soundtrack pretty good. Like it was not a normal like musical soundtrack. They kind of use like a lot of different sounds and things that kind of work together to make a soundtrack. So I thought that was pretty good. Now, my genuine thoughts about this movie, and this is what I texted a friend of mine right after I finished it because I could not for the life of me figure out what to say. And I said, I don't know how to feel about this movie. A movie has never made me so speechless in all the wrong ways. It is one of the first movies I have genuinely say, you have to watch it to understand how I feel because there's no way to put it into words. I mean that in the most off the rails and bafflingly way possible.
I mean,
I give it a 2 out of 5. That's all I can say. I literally don't understand. I don't have any words to explain.
I was going to say, I know you said you can't understand it, but like, or you can't explain it, but I'm curious. Can you try to explain what you mean by like, what made you so baffled? Is it the plot twist? Is it the
plot twist has got a lot of things to do with it. Like the whole Black Clover Society thing, like coming out of left field.
Yes.
That was that part. And then also like the monologuing of explaining Dunn's getting drowned in a puddle, like a literal puddle.
Yeah.
Like he's the strongest. You're telling me that he's the strongest man and he just beat the crap out of the beast and then 2 random like SWAT guys just managed to kill him in a puddle.
Yeah.
And then
That's fair.
And then also like she's like grab my hand so that you can see everything that's going on. And she's like talking to him while he's getting drowned. Like that was just weird.
True.
It just doesn't make any sense.
These are very good points.
The plot twist of, that Mr. Glass killed Kevin's dad, that I was like, oh, crap. Like, that genuinely surprised me. I was like, oh, damn. But then they ruined that plot twist with the plot twist of Clover Society. And I was like, what the hell is this? What is going on?
It really overcame it.
Yeah. And then, like, after that moment, it went just completely off the rails of just how the Black Clover Society is like exists.
East Trail.
Then how, Mr. Glass is actually smart, knew the whole thing the whole time, and he's doing this and he's doing that, and he's like outsmarting everybody. It got so convoluted and so bafflingly, like just baffling. I was just like, what the hell is going on?
That's a fair point.
Yeah, like I understood what I was watching, but my brain just was not computing.
That's fair. I can get behind that. My thoughts. Boy. Well, I honestly, so I went into this expecting to hate it a lot more than I did.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it was terrible. I thought it was better than any shit Marvel's put out as of late, to be honest.
Damn.
And I think that it was kind of cool that they were able to get like David's son, Joseph, now that I know his name, to like be in it all grown up. Like that was kind of cool. I mean, they got, obviously David and everything, but it's like even cooler to be like, oh, we had this kid actor from however many years ago, 20 years, maybe, or 15 years that or something. And
19.
now here he is again. 19 years. Thank you. I thought that was cool. I also think that James McAvoy's performance was just even better in this film than the last.
I agree.
I mean, he just kept topping himself. It's crazy. I also thought that the train plot twist was good, but I think, the 3-leaf clover kind of took over and kind of ruined it. Like it was a solid plot twist where it's like, oh, everything's connected. Everything makes sense. And they're like, but wait, there's more. And they just kind of made it fall flat. Yeah. Not going to lie, Kevin dying, like watching Hedwig, that made me a little sad. That tugged at I mean, I didn't cry or no shit. I ain't no little bitch. But like seeing Hedwig be like, it hurts, make it stop hurting. I was like, oh, Hedwig. He's always been my favorite. I think the Salt Bae ass was just fucking cringe in general. It just felt like such a 2019 joke, which is when it came out. But it was just like, oh God, that's so outdated in my opinion. But you're right. They do kind of like play into it. So it kind of makes it not as bad. Okay. So they had to make sure you knew that Joseph was David's kid because he says dad like 10 times in the first 2 minutes that he's on screen.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, Dad. So here's what I found, Dad. Okay, look, Dad. Here's what I found online, Dad, about your thing, Dad. I'm like, okay, how many times do you say dad? We get it. You're his kid. I think in the beginning, the scene where the worker is, I don't remember his name, but one of the like workers in the sanitarium or whatever they're called. He kept flicking the light and stuff, and it kept changing Kevin's personalities.
Yeah.
That felt a little forced. Like it felt like it was just an excuse to show more of the personalities. Whereas like Mr. Glasses made sense because he was like trying to hotwire the lights or whatever, but like he just kept turning it on and off. And like you could say, oh, he was doing it until a non-threatening personality came out. But there was a lot of non-threatening personalities that came out and he just kept doing it. It was weird.
Yeah.
It just felt a little pointless. I mean, he nailed it anyways, but yeah, it just felt a little weird. Also, Dr. Staple is just one big gaslighter. Let's just get that out there now. She is very good at manipulating. Yeah, she's like the part where she's talking to the three of them. She's like, are you sure? He's like, you're literally trying to put a thought into my head that I never even had. I was like, good job. Look at you. Wish I was that smart. Also, can we just talk about this weird like love shit between Casey and Kevin that just came out of fucking nowhere?
Yeah.
It felt, okay, well, hang on. It felt kind of like Star Wars with like Kylo Ren and Rey, where it's just like out of fucking nowhere. They're like, oh, she's like, you know what? You tried to kill me like 7 different times, but that's okay. You're just misunderstood. I mean, they never like kissed or anything, but it just felt weird. There was this weird tension.
It wasn't a romantic thing. It was more of like having a true friend for once. Because he was like, are you my friend? She's like, yeah.
Yeah, but you got to admit, there was a little bit of tension there.
I don't know. I felt more of like, holy, this guy has never been loved.
Like that hug. That hug was a little touchy. Even Hedwig was like, do you like Kevin now? That was funny. I think that the ending just like kind of felt really rushed. Like I felt like it built up to this huge fight that was going to happen. And then it was just like, oh, Mr. Glass is dead. Oh, Kendall's dead. Oh, Kevin. I mixed up Kevin Wendell and I said Kendall. Kevin's dead and now David's dead. And you're just like, oh, they're like, oh, but hold on. It just felt like, like there's like four plot twists happening in the span of like 15 minutes. And it was just all over the board. And then on top of that, they did David fucking dirty with that fucking puddle. That was just embarrassing.
Oh,
now that's an embarrassing way to die, if you ask me.
Drown in a puddle.
Call back to our old episode. That's on top of the list of embarrassing ways to die. Death by puddle.
Dumb ways to die.
Yeah, that's kind of like all I had input wise. I think, it wasn't awful, but it wasn't great. I give it a 3 out of 5 because like if it was on, I would watch it. But I think I mainly gave it a 3 out of 5 because I was surprised that I didn't hate it more. So I had to give it credit. I was like, all right, you know what? I didn't hate you, so I guess you deserve more than 2 stars.
I guess me and Patrick are on the same page of being like, this existed. Why? Oh my God,
Yeah.
that happened.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for Patrick to listen to this and tell us what he thinks.
Man's gonna be like, I told you.
2 and 3, that's not terrible. You know what this means, though?
Tier list.
Tier list. There's only 3. So do we even need to pull one up, or can we just go first, second, third?
I think we can go first, second, third.
Okay. Well, what do we want to tier list these as? Let's start with Unbreakable. Where do we think Unbreakable falls in the tier?
2.
I would agree. 2 is a solid answer. Which I'm assuming Split is 1 and Glass is number 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was an easy one. Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. All right. So first place, Split, the GOAT, and then second place, Unbreakable, and then third place, Glass. All right. I can get with that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us for season 12. What a wild ride. Right, Isaiah?
Yeah.
So you know what that means. Our season poll is out now and today only, meaning August 21st. So go to our Instagram, follow us there if you haven't already, by the way, and cast your votes for season 13. The 2 franchises to pick from this season are the Rocky franchise and the Oceans franchise. So go cast now, today only. Okay, go. Now, oh wait, don't leave yet. Also, our listeners episode is next week, so send in your movie suggestions before it's too late to silverscreensibs@gmail.com. And we'll see you all next week in our listeners episode and see you in season 13 with, we'll find out.